I think one of the major doubts which students have is AI, artificial intelligence, which I think is looming large on every branch. I saw a recent viral post about AIMS having, triage. So what AIMS is doing now is, because AI has a very high negative predictive value in looking at chest X-rays. Let's say I have 100 X-rays in a day. I run it through AI. What AI will do is triage it for me. Because it has high NPV, it will screen the normal ones, and that is passed off as the final report with thing disclaimer that this is AI read. All right, so the radiologists are not reading that, but whatever AI has reported as question mark finding, the radiologists are looking at it. So is this replacing radiologists? Maybe it is replacing. I would be delusional if I say it will have no impact. It will have impact. But the thing is, now you are focusing, rather than on triaging and going through normal radiographs, you are focusing your attention and your brain into what you have skilled, what you are skilled for, which is essentially looking at abnormalities and diagnosing it. So it does replace unskilled labor, but it brings and complements your skill. That's how I would describe the role of AI. So apart from that, what AI is doing now, what we are using AI for is a lot of texture analysis, a lot of radiomics, where you look at scans, you analyze texture of liver masses, lung masses, you get to detect the genetic mutation there, right? So that's what it is being used in. So a lot of interesting stuff. It's radiologists who are working with AI, right? And finding out more and more things and patterns which probably human brain and human eye cannot assess, which using, AI segmentation we can assess. So that is something which is very, very interesting. So now for the next 5 years, if you are taking up radio right now, this is the most interesting time to actually use AI in clinical practice and take radiology further. That's all the research that's going on right now is, application of AI. So that is what is my take on it. So, I read a very nice statement that AI will not replace radiologists, but radiologists who use AI will replace those who do not use AI. So that's what the take, has to be as far as AI is concerned. Another concern which residents have is radiation exposure. So here I talk about the most interesting branch of radio, which is intervention. If you have a surgical bend of mind, you want to do more interventions, vascular intervention, it's very, very interesting. It's, extremely, lucrative in terms of how it will grow in the next 5 to 10 years. So vascular and non-vascular, there are two interventions. For non-vascular interventions, you don't need to do a DM after 3 years or, 3 years of SR-ship. You are good to do any non-vascular intervention. That's a very well-balanced life. Vascular intervention, you would want to do a DM, or you can do fellowships and further specialize. So that's where the trajectory and the learning curve is very slow. It is almost like a surgeon. So it will take a lot of learning years from your end, at least 3 to 5 years before you can start practicing independently. But there is a risk of radiation, but you don't have to be scared, right? We have a lot of tools for radiation protection. That is not something that you should be thinking of right now and would prevent you from taking up, radiology, because you will use a lot of things that will protect you from radiation. So that is not something that, you should be worried about. So IR, very, very interesting. So this is what is, my take. So those are some concerns which you have. In IR, what does IR entail is another question. So there are many things. A lot of it is dealing with, embolizations in terms of aneurysms. So, neurointervention deals with aneurysms, it deals with stroke management. Then body intervention, where we deal with HCC, we do TACE, right? In trauma abdomen, you'll do embolization. So body intervention is something which is definitely the forte of just IR. Neuro, a lot of it gets, enroached by neurosurgeons. Cardio, almost everything is done by cardiologists. We don't do any cardio interventions. So neuro intervention has an overlap, but body intervention is exclusively body and peripheral extremities exclusively done by IR. So there is a lot of scope in that. So particularly in cancer treatments, we are now doing a lot of chemoembolizations. So that's something which is very, very interesting. So yeah, that is what it is. So AI in radio seems to be the hot question. What about artificial intelligence? See, now till last year or maybe 1 year before that, this was like, very theoretical question. But now it's not theoretical. Now AI has impacted all of our lives, from layman to doctors, everybody. All of us are using ChatGPT at least on a daily basis, right? So now AI is not an alien concept or a theoretical concept. It is very, very real. All of us do use AI. And why do we use it? To make our life simpler. Yeah, earlier if I wanted to have a review of a particular topic, I would need to actually see 10 different sources and then create a review. I write it in chat gpt, tell the sources, it creates a review in seconds, right? So AI is indispensable. It is not going anywhere, and it is going to replace a lot of people, right? Across departments. And that's not exclusive to radiology. It is, going to impact every single field. So what AI does is it brings optimization. What I can tell you is how it will affect radio is it causes, the main advantage is workflow optimization. What do I mean by this fancy word? Let's say I have 100 x-rays to report, right? And I'm the only radiologist here. What AI will do is it will triage. This is what AIMS is using. You must have seen this viral post by AIMS, a Twitter post, right, where they've said that now we are using AI in emergencies to screen. So they are not using it to diagnose, they're using it to screen. That if this is normal x-ray, AI can just pass it off as normal and we give it to the patient. So out of 100, if 95 are normal, I would rather spend my energy on these 5 x-rays and then do something better with my time and my skill rather than looking at normal x-rays. Don't you think? So this is what is optimizing your job. Why do you want to spend 5 hours looking at normal x-rays when I can spend 5 minutes, see these 5 x-rays, and then spend the other time in doing something better, right? So this is what it will do. So will it decrease the need for radiologists? Yes. Earlier, if I wanted to hire 5 radiologists under me, I would hire. But now I would only need probably 2. So did it replace 3 radiologists? It did. It does decrease the need of manpower. So this is what will unfold over the next 5 to 10 years, right? By the time you guys are ready to practice, we see how it impacts. But it definitely makes you use your brain and it makes you upskill. That is what is going to be done with AI. It opens up a lot of avenues, guys. It does not just replace jobs. You can't be so, superficial about it. How are we going to use AI? So we are going to use AI for radiogenomics. Think of AI as your assistant, right? You want to do things, which are more specialized, which are more, what you trained for, rather than some manual work. So if somebody can help you with that, what is wrong in it? If AI can type a report for you and all you have to do is verify the findings, why not, right? You have dictated the findings. Earlier, what we would do is we would dictate the entire report and we would get it typed. Now, if a preliminary report is generated, you check it, your accuracy increases. So if I say AI has 95% accuracy, means out of 100 x-rays, it is missing 5 findings. Yeah, you say, wow, that's huge, it's missing 5. Do you know what a human's accuracy is? Nobody has ever tested it, right? So the irony is we are judging AI, but what is my accuracy? What if my accuracy or human accuracy was 80%? So it's doing a better job, right? So what can we do is add 80 plus 95, and that becomes more than 95, isn't it? So that is what I'm trying to say, that AI improves radiologists. It decreases your chances of error. Why not, right? It is better for your patients. So it is going to make better radiologists. If you want an answer, will it replace radiologists? Nobody is replacing radiologists. Nobody is going to replace a human being, right? Will it improve the job of a radiologist? For sure. So it improves your accuracy. So that is your take on it. So my simple, one line advice for you would be, if you like radio, take it. डोंट बी स्कैर्ड कि अरे मुझे नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी. क्यों? बिकॉज चैट जीपीटी ने नौकरी ले ली, No, that's not gonna happen, right? So that's very, very stupid. But you will have to upskill yourself and you will have to learn AI so that you can use AI in your day to day jobs. In India, the demand for radiologists is way greater. Even if AI replaces a few radiologists, you're still gonna have enough number of jobs because we have a lot of people, if you didn't know, right? So this, you please don't worry about this, all right now. And this is where, you will use it for your advantage, isn't it? So this is what we need to remember. For AI, it helps you in workflow optimization, and that is what the main use case is, right? It triages so that you can focus your attention on things which need your attention. AI cannot replace intervention. AI very difficult to replace ultrasound, very difficult to replace non-vascular interventions, right? So there is so much that you can do. If it can help us diagnose CT, MRs, X-rays, mammograms with more accuracy, why not? Right? It basically can see what human eye cannot. It recognizes patterns. So that's good for us. We become better, right? Our chances of errors decrease.